All right, so if you now find out, we have finally gotten Traitor Meliodas Holy Relic, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, the crazy thing is about this Holy Relic is that it is a PvP relic, and it will be useful on, it will be a Squirrel relic, so hopefully you guys been farming up your Squirrel, at least getting up to floor 1 and 2 that are really easy. But yeah, his relic is a PvE passive, and this is what it does, which says in PvE, when an ally uses a single target skill, increase the attack rate stats by 5% up to 25%, and when a hero using an all target skill removes 1 debuff from all allies. Now you know what that sounds like, right? It sounds like this guy might be really now powerful for the Squirrel demonic beast. I know it's kind of weird having a character who will be really good on a Squirrel while also having a Squirrel Holy Relic. Kind of annoying, but we are definitely going to showcase that real quick, guys, on the Squirrel. And I might do, I don't know if I want to do like maybe a all demonic beast for Traitor Meliodas, just because again, we already know this guy is actually really good for other demonic beasts as well if you do have them. And the cool thing is you do give it, I think you get them for free too, so that's gonna be really nice, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So again, we're gonna be using them on the Squirrel. Now we're gonna be using this team featuring Traitor Meliodas, Shaltir, Valenti, and also Liz. Now if you don't have Shaltir, you can always just use Glox instead. Glox is definitely a really good choice as well for the Squirrel. But the reason why I like using Shaltir is because she actually becomes a second DPS for your team, because if you don't know, she does give a berserk buff to herself if she gets it gets like 3 HP buffs, and that's gonna be really nice because she applies a bleed with her AoE skills, and she can allow your allies to recover HP if she uses a single target on a bleed enemy. So again, the Squirrel can get hit with bleed, so you can do crazy amount of damage and full heal your team. So again, Shaltir is really nice for you guys who, if sometimes you get shafted with Liz cards for her heal cards, sometimes using Shaltir is a very good second choice, because again, she can just heal you up instead of you relying more so on Liz getting cards. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I'm probably going to try to fast. I'm probably going to do a recording of this and then probably speed it up later on in the video and just do like a voiceover for it. Just because, again, it could take a long time since this will be my first time using Traitor Meliodas. And wait, let me see his dupes again. Let me see how much CC he has. 70k CC on perfect gear. Wow. 70k. Really good CC, guys. Really good. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's see what happens. Alright, so here we are playing with Traitor Meliodas on the Squirrel. And this is actually going to be really interesting, as this is like my first time actually trying this man out. Again, if you don't know what his Holy Relic does, pretty much every time you use like a single target, he gains like attack related stats, and I believe he also can remove debuffs if you pretty much use an AoE with him. So this is going to be really nice, especially for the Squirrel, because again, you want to try to get rid of those food poisoning debuffs as much as possible. Well, on certain stages you want to get rid of it as much as possible, so you avoid that grade food poisoning debuff. And again, we just try and trade Meliodas on the Squirrel. Obviously, if you have Demon King Meliodas, you probably don't really need him. Again, a lot of people really wanted me to try him out on the Squirrel. I really don't like using buff characters on the Squirrel, and you're gonna probably notice why as we progress through the Squirrel. That's because again, Squirrel has a lot of mechanic where he can remove buffs, and the whole gimmick with Meliodas is that you want to keep those buffs. So when you have a demonic beast who can essentially remove those buffs, you can really see Meliodas kind of fall off while playing with him. Again, he's not a bad character, especially because he is going to be given for free, but he is a very old character, so his kit is very outdated, and the amount of damage he can unleash is very outdated. And that's why you see I'm using Shaltir, as Shaltir is going to be a second DPS. Again, I already know I'm probably going to have so many people in my comments be like, yo, try it with Glox instead. But I'm telling you right now, the only thing you will have is that you're going to have a lot more defense stats, Glocks himself doesn't do damage. So you're still going to be relying on Traitor Meliodas to do the damage. And again, the big problem with the Squirrel is, again, he can remove your buffs. So how are you going to do damage if the Squirrel is going to remove your buffs? I know, it's kind of crazy. So again, this is going to be on phase 3 for one. You just want to get rid of the crazy damage reduction stacks. You have to have them move on all 3 of the logs by pretty much debuffing them. I know on the one that you see on the very far left, you have to use like an ultimate to move them. You usually want to go for it, the bleed debuff, and that's because you're gonna move all the way to the right side, and then that will allow you to debuff him with the poison debuff, and he'll move to the middle. And again, this is just so you avoid moving him multiple times. So that's why you want to use Shout Tier Ultimate for that. But yeah, that is why I did not use Glocks, because he's not gonna do damage for you, unfortunately. I would have loved to use Glocks because he definitely makes my runs a lot easier when I'm using a better or updated DPS. He definitely makes the run a lot easier. I can tell you that one. It's just that Glocks is really good because, you know, he gives you the defense boost. Again, Meliodas is really nice because he does a lot of damage with his Holy Relic, because he can give himself kind of additional 25% attack related stats, alongside of Liz giving you attack related stats for her ultimate, and if I'm not mistaken, Valenti also gives you attack related stats. So you have multiple characters who can give you attack related stats, which means you're gonna have a lot of damage. But again, Meliodas' damage usually comes from using his amplified card, which does require buffs. So unfortunately, the Squirrel removing buffs is gonna hurt you the most. Honestly, like, it's just that Traitor Meliodas definitely has that Scotty syndrome, like the new Scotty, where you can tell the character is really made for the demonic beast, but it's missing something. It's missing something. And honestly, what I believe that's something that they all are missing is that artifact card set that will make them immune to petrification. It's a lot of times where there are some floors of the Squirrel where if once you go into it, your buffs get automatically removed. But as you play and progressing and going against the Squirrel, the only way he removes your buffs is from petrification. So that could really be helpful if he gets a petrification artifact card set that make you immune, and that will bring a lot of life to the new Scotty and this Traitor Meliodas with the new Holy Relic. But again, he can definitely get you pretty far though on the Squirrel. I believe floor 3 is gonna be your most difficult and RNG problem of the Squirrel. So if you're a person who's struggling to beat floor 2, but you don't have DK Meliodas, even though he literally is on the Escrow banner, then you can definitely try out Traitor Meliodas with a Holy Relic. I guess the only bad thing is that dang, wait, his relic is a Squirrel relic, so yeah, I guess it's more so you clear it a lot easier. I'm gonna say easier because, like, it's hard to be like, yeah, you should definitely go for Traitor Meliodas if you can't beat the Squirrel, because his relic is a Squirrel relic. So it's like that Freya thing where it's like, okay, like he's not gonna. Most people ain't gonna waste your Holy Relic on Traitor Meliodas unless you really want a very decent PvE character. Because what's the other relic? Darieri or Mael? Is Traitor Meliodas' relic better than Mael? I guess if you don't have a full goddess team. Like, if you don't have the full goddess team built out or anything like that, nah, can I say that? Because Mael with the Holy Relic on Nidhogg is actually pretty fire, and I did beat the Squirrel using Mael with the Holy Relic. I can't lie to you, I did do that. As you can see right here, I did reset. I reset for the other passive. Once you get that sword passive, you really don't want that because you die pretty fast on floor 3. So I went, made sure I got to the red one, which is I think think the critical. I think it's like every time you lose the enemy loses gauge, he gets like a critical damage boost or something like that. So I went with that instead. Again, the whole issue with the Traitor Meliodas is that he has a Squirrel Holy Relic, and his damage is based on buffs, like blue buffs at that. So it's very easy to get removed. Dang, man. Again, maybe Glocks might be okay-ish with Traitor Meliodas. It's just that you're just gonna be falling out in damage. You just don't do damage, man. That's the only bad thing. I would have loved to use Glocks, but no, like you, old character, ew. Old character, go away. And I did spend like literally an hour trying to do this video, so make sure you guys like and subscribe again, because I've been up since 10 p.m. and it's like 3:30 a.m. and I was supposed to take like a quick hour naps just for work and stuff like that. But it looks like I'm gonna be all up for my whole shift for work probably, so that's gonna be fun. But it happens. Sometimes I do that sometimes, where I'll be so excited for a showcase that I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I miss out on some sleep. It's just that's how dedicated I am to showcase these videos for you guys. All right, so this is where the real money maker is with Traitor Meliodas on 4-3. This is where we kind of see if he actually is worth to is he actually worth it to use his relic. So you guys gonna take a quick look at how much damage she does and stuff like that. Again, the reason why I use Shoutir is because she is a DPS character as well as a healer, so she's able to heal you if they have a bleed debuff on them. So you can see right here, she's doing 425, 410. Meliodas does like a 338 AoE, and he does 164k on a single target, guys. Shoutir is out damaging Meliodas because she gets that berserk boost. She's kind of like Purgatory Meliodas in a way, if that's a better way of describing her. And again, he only has a couple buffs because again he petrifies me, which is why I say if they had an artifact card set that makes you immune to petrification, Traitor Meliodas Holy Relic will be a 10 out of 10, honestly, bro. You can see that again. Shoutir is just out damaging Meliodas because of that berserk boost from our passive. If this Traitor Meliodas had that, he probably would have been really decent too. Actually, nah, probably not, because you're dealing with a amplified single target, so his damage is going to be again relying on buffs regardless. It's like he gets like what 25% attack rate stats, which is half of what Meliodas get with his true magic boost. It's just that they have different card sets or card kits for their damage. Meliodas is gonna be more so him keeping his blue buffs to do damage, and I think Meliodas is based on like the demon seeds, like Demon King Meliodas, usually based on like the demon seeds for damage. So his a lot better to proc, a lot easier to keep. Just a whole better character in general. But honestly, if this Meliodas gets like a petrification artifact card set for the team that makes him immune, he's definitely gonna be worthwhile. It's the same thing what happened with the deer, or was it the deer, or was it the wolves? It might have been the deer, but I know it was one thing where Traitor Meliodas was really decent or good at, but the problem was, oh yeah, it was the wolves. So the thing was with the wolves and stuff like that, where Traitor Meliodas was a really good character for the wolves. It was just those moments where the dogs would just freeze Meliodas and he just becomes like trash. And becomes like trash and stuff like that because of the RNG. Because on the wolves, at least only one character got frozen out of your team. On this one, you are going to get AoE petrified, so you cannot like dodge that petrification. All right, you're going to get petrified regardless, and you're going to lose your buffs. But when it came to like the dogs and stuff like that, it was just a one character thing, so it was very easy for you to win with Traitor Meliodas as long as the RNG gods was on your side for that matchup. But again, Meliodas does do damage, good damage, has a lot of stats when paired alongside his team. The only thing is that you want to have those buffs as much as possible if you can keep them. So sometimes you have to like try to like go for the single targets. And a good thing about Meliodas is that he has damage reduction too, man, which is again gonna be really fire. I say probably for this this one, I kind of misplayed with Meliodas a little bit too. Is that I forgot to put a crit resist set on him because I forgot this man is actually an old unit. I thought he'll kind of like make up for himself because he does get that all stat buff from him using blue buffs. But you definitely want to make sure you have like an HP crit resist set on Meliodas, by the way. Again, this is just me testing out him. I forgot to put a crit resist set on him. Usually when I'm using a character like Demon King Meliodas, I never need that. I don't even be needing it for like Victoria. But since this Meliodas is very outdated, oh my god, he's going to definitely need that crit resist set, unfortunately. And maybe there's gonna be somebody who wanted to recreate my team and try it themselves. But you definitely need HP crit resist on Meliodas because he does definitely get hit with crit a lot. And you're gonna notice that on the next phase 3. Sometimes he gets targeted crazy. Again, nobody knows how the boss works in terms of who he targets, who he wants to target, because I kid you not, Liz not Liz, Valenti has a full crit resist set. All right, she is my lowest HP character, and you're gonna notice on this one, so many times he doesn't even target my goddamn Valenti as much as I would like. He doesn't even target her, and that was the most unfortunate thing, is that I have a full crit resist set, yet the boss wants to target Meliodas. And maybe because how Meliodas starts off right here, maybe it might be because he starts off with the lowest HP right here. So, but nah, like, cause there's sometimes the boss switches to Liz sometimes too. Bro, it's just so weird how this boss like plays, man. It's so annoying. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. It is really annoying, this boss, when especially RNG. I think the petrification is definitely the worst thing. Like, look at that, my buffs are removed, and Meliodas is gonna look. He targets Meliodas, and you gotta pray that he doesn't crit right there. Because if he crits you, he does like 70k on a non-crit. On a crit, he does like 170k. Sometimes it was like 200k, and that kind of ruined my run for this one using Traitor Meliodas. Because again, if you get hit with a crit, it's pretty much GG. Look at that, 157k. And again, he's still targeting him, even though I believe Valenti is literally like my lowest HP character right now. And usually if I use my ultimate, he's gonna swap to the other side. So I'm kind of just trying to see if I can put him on the other side. Usually if you use the ultimate, he moves regardless. But I think if you put like 3 debuffs on him, he goes all the way to the right side, no matter what. So usually like an ultimate, he moves. If you put 3 debuffs and they all natural, like it's not an ultimate debuff, then he instantly just moves all the way to the right side. Remember guys, it has to be a like a regular attack. It can't be like an ultimate that debuffs him. It has to be a regular attack and he'll move all the way to the right side. Again, this is from my experience when playing against the Squirrels sometimes. And since the middle log is gone, he's gonna stay on that right side, pretty much not being able to move. And again, the Squirrel's still going after Meliodas. And look at that, 200k, bro. I'm literally over here on the edge of my seat begging him not to target Meliodas ever again, bro. But he eventually does do it, and that gets rid of my Meliodas and ruin my run. Again, I kind of misplayed not putting a crit resist sets on him. But again, it's still pretty hard using Meliodas regardless, because again, he gets his buff removed from the petrification. So it's kind of still like RNG at the end of the day. Because again, I'm using shouts here. If you use Glocks, you're not going to do no damage. I'm telling you right now. And again, I'm just having like so many close calls. And then once I got to the last part, bro, that's where he just instantly just crit me. But yeah, this is me using Traitor Meliodas with his Holy Relic on the Squirrel. I was actually pretty excited to use him. Look at that, he has 73k, and watch how much damage he does with his Amplify card. That's why I say, even if you use Glocks instead, you're not gonna do damage. Like, watch how much damage he does with Amplify card. Watch this, 73k attack right here, mind you. Literally nothing, bro. That's nothing. And I have the most amount of buffs possible right now. And look at that, he targets Valenti, and then boom, he kills my Meliodas right there. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much the end of the video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Unfortunately, until we get an artifact card set that makes you immune, this Traitor Meliodas will only be able to allow you to get to floor 2 maybe. Again, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some whale or Giga Whale who's gonna get to floor 3 using probably some UR Gother setup or something, a 6/6 UR Gother. But I'm not doing all that, man. I'm already exhausted. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe again. This from Really Guys, and I'm out, man. Peace. He's just gonna nuke me right here, and that's gonna be the end. Yep. Decent relic though. Decent relic.